Roxana from the blog aQuaintLife.com, and today I have for you another What We Eat in a Day video. I'm up early today and I thought I would just bring the camera along to show some of these recipes and do another What We Eat in a Day video, and I hope you enjoy. Today I'm actually revamping some old recipes off the blog. I just don't like the way they look, and so the banana nut muffins are getting redone today, and that's what we're gonna go ahead and have for breakfast. I'm gonna start with a couple cups of all-purpose flour, and then just a teaspoon of baking powder will go in this. Mashing up the bananas. I use 3 old bananas, so like the brown bananas that are on your counter. Just go ahead and mash those up, and we're gonna set those aside so that I can put the rest of this together. I did a little bit of baking soda, and now I'm gonna do brown sugar. I like to use brown sugar when I bake. I think it just makes just a richer flavor. We're gonna put those away to keep everything clean. I like to clean as I bake or as I cook. It just makes it a better experience, I think anyway. Got the brown sugar in there, and now we're gonna put the egg in. And today we're doing 1 egg. We're gonna mix that up, and then I'm gonna put in the butter. I melt the butter in a pot. I let it cool for a little bit before adding it. You don't want to scramble your egg. Mix it around. Just make sure it's all the way combined. Today's kind of a busy day because I have to not only revamp these recipes and photograph them, get them online, but we're also kind of getting ready for the beginning of school and getting that schedule ready. So I'm gonna go ahead now and take all the wet ingredients and pour it into the dry ingredients and combine those. Mix them around a bit. These muffins are great though. They're great for snacks and great for a quick breakfast. At the end, you're gonna go ahead and add the mashed bananas and then give that a good stir. I like to put chopped walnuts in there. But that's optional. I know some people are allergic to them. Today I'm actually gonna just throw in some chocolate chips. Even though I'm revamping the recipe for this, I'm gonna do half chocolate chip in this batch. So, because I'm doing 2 batches here. So you could do that with this recipe too on the blog. It's the same. You could do the same amount of chocolate chips for the walnuts, or you could put both in. Either way, I've done both and the muffins come out just fine. Next up, of course, we're gonna fill our muffin pans. You wanna make sure you spray this with something. I have a organic olive oil spray that I've been using for all my baking, and I think it's great. It works really, really well, and I have no trouble sticking. I don't really like to use those little paper cups. I think it's a waste, and I don't know, it kind of makes me feel weird like there's dye in those cups when you're baking something, but that's just a personal thing. Once I get those all topped, I'm gonna pop them into an oven. And of course, there's my daughter sneaking a taste, and they came out great. I decided to keep the other recipe for dinner. So this recipe is just a throw together meal. It's not actually a recipe from the blog. So I'm just doing a quick quesadilla. I have some leftover grilled vegetables from the night before and some steak. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those cut up and add some fresh onions to that and a little bit more zucchini, just because there's not a whole lot of leftover veggies from the night before, but I love to use anything that I had and just make another meal out of it. I don't like to put things to waste. Of course, we have chickens and I could always throw them a treat, but I mean, it's steak, so I don't usually give my chicken steak. So we're gonna chop all those up and just get everything done so we can get on with our day. Got my handy cast iron grill pan. I absolutely love this thing. I'm gonna get that heated up with olive oil, and I'm just gonna saute everything together. And in another cast iron pan, you'll notice I always use cast iron. I think it's a wonderful pan to use. I'm gonna go ahead and get another cast iron heat it up and get the tortillas on that, so that way the cheese can start melting. And then as these grill up, as the steak and the veggies grill up, I could just throw that on to the quesadilla, finish it off with cooking, and then cut it up and serve it, and then lunch is ready to go. Finally, we're on to dinner. I'm going to be making from the blog my sausage and pepper pasta. This is one of the very first recipes I ever put on the blog, and so it's in desperate need to be revamped. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to chop up some bell peppers. It's a really simple meal of bell peppers, sausages, and pasta, and it's tossed in a light garlic butter. And so we're just going to chop everything up and get it going in the pan. This recipe also calls for 2 tablespoons of garlic, and so I'm just going to get those smashed up and ready to go. So we have the sausage browning right now in the cast iron skillet, and at the same time we are boiling the water for the noodles. So just kind of a waiting process on the noodles. I like to wait just a little bit to add the peppers because the sausage does take a little bit longer to cook, and that's why I'm browning it a little bit first. Alright guys, so that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that inspires you in your kitchen. For the recipe links to the breakfast and the dinner, they will be in the description box below, so go ahead and visit the blog for those. And for more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Every single week I post 2 new videos on from scratch cooking, natural home remedies, and garden growing. Thanks again for watching.